Good morning, stamping friends. How are you this morning? I am Brenda Hillard. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator coming to you live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. I shouldn't say every. I do post on Facebook when I will be going live. And I can tell you that next Saturday, I will not be going live as I am going. My grandson plays basketball, and so I am going to go to his basketball tournament on Saturday. So I won't be here to create with you. How are you this morning? Grab your coffee and look at we have a guest this morning. That's my little Emmy Lulu. She's such a good girl. All right, so let's get started. It's exciting, you guys. The annual catalog is now live as of last Tuesday. So lots of good stuff in there to check out. And don't forget to go out and check the online exclusives. The bundle and stamp set that I'm going to be using today for our demonstration is an online exclusive. It's called Impressions Abloom bundle. It's a two stamp set and guys, paper, all kinds of good stuff. So anyway, go check it out. Online exclusive. And if you would, I would love to have you stop with me. So the other thing I wanted to bring up is I am looking for two more team members. Two. And there's a special right now to join Stampin' Up. Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you about the special first of all. You can join for $99 and you get to choose $165 in free products. Okay. Um, if that's what you choose to do to start up, $99, get $165 in products, and you're done, then you're done. There's no pressure from me. I would love to have you stay on my team. That's always fun. But you don't have to do videos. You don't have to have workshops. You don't have to do anything except join my team. And for $99, you get to pick $165 in products. So if you're interested or you think you might want to do that, please contact me. That offer or that special for the Join My Team is only good until the 31st of this month. So, all right, what else? Oh, catalogs. Yes, I have had quite a few. Oh, good morning, Mary. No, I'm not out fishing, but I do have to pick my boat up. I had it repaired, so hopefully today I will get that. Good morning, Ginger. Thank you for hopping on. Good morning, Sarah, my sister. Um, anyway, so the catalog. I did not do mailing selector. So if you would like a catalog and you do not have one, please, and you don't have a demonstrator, please reach out to me and I'd be happy to send you a catalog. Um, yeah, the catalogs are great inspiration. The other thing too is if you are a scrapbooker, you should know that Stampin' Up has delved back into the scrapbook world with 12 by 12 papers, with scrapbooking kits. So check that all out. It's a good little thing. I've never been a scrapbooker. I always say that I'm an instant gratification. Like that's why I like to make cards. It's because you sit down, you make a card, you're done. A scrapbook, I've seen people work on scrapbooks for literally years, and that is not for me. Knit, knit, knit. So, all right, let's pop down. There is a link over on my YouTube channel that if you would like me to get you a catalog, you can request one there. So please do that. And here's to coffee, and let's get started. Great. Here we go. Here's the annual catalog. If you don't have it, I'd be happy to get you one. And the other thing is, um, now I can show you the inside of the catalog. And I just want to share with you one of the embossing folders that I'm going to be using this morning. I thought I marked the page, but this Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder is probably one of my favorites. And it's big. It measures 6 inches by 8.5 inches. And we'll be using that, and I'll show you kind of a cool thing to do with that today. Okay? All right. Let's see. Best place to put my catalog, probably right over there. All right, so let's get started. What I'm going to be using is this online exclusive bundle. It's called Impressions Abloom. It's like gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. It comes with the pressed flowers embossing folder. There's these foiled frames and labels. It's an ephemera pack. It's really kind of cool. You can pop them up. You can use just part of them. It comes with the strawberry slush and pretty and pink gems. And there's like a little gold metallic glitter in them that makes them very sparkly for all of my sparkly friends out there. And then here is the bundle. So you get the dies, and these are the Impressions Abloom dies. There's 25 dies in this set. And as you can see, it's already well loved. And then here is the bundle. It's the blooming phrases along with the Impressions Abloom stamp set. Really nice sentiments in this. All right. And then the only other product that I'm going to be using is, here's that embossing folder I told you about. It's the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. Can you see like how big it is compared to my hand? Nice and big, great impression, really fun to work with. All right, here's what we're going to need. We're going to need our Memento Tuxedo Black ink. We are going to need I have my piercing mat, and I have my silicone mat, and I have a piece of basic beige. When I first saw this color, I thought, you're not too crazy about it, but I love it. Feel like, let me see, make sure everything is going well here on Facebook as we know it. So that was another thing I was going to tell you guys. Do you know that Facebook is now only holding videos for 30 days, and then they're gone? So if there's ever something you want to go back to, write down the episode number, or you can just go search it. But I upload to YouTube following the live. Good morning, Nancy. So you can always go to my YouTube channel, and you'll know, or you'll be able to find it there. Like I said, Facebook has changed their rules again, and so only 30 days on videos. All right, I'm going to put the cutting blade up at the top. I'm going to put a full sheet of basic beige into my trimmer, and I'm just going to score this at 4 1/4. Then I'm going to take it out and turn it and move it over to the 5.5 inch mark, and now I'm going to cut. So now I have 2 poured card bases ready to go. I like that scoring at 4 1/4 all the way down the sheet before you cut. It just saves some time if you're doing multiple cards. All right. So next, I have a piece of gold foil, and this, the gold foil measures 2 3/8 by 4 5/8. I have a piece of designer series paper, and I'm going to be using this back side. And the designer series paper measures 2 1/4 by 4 1/2. You don't have to worry about writing these down. These will all be posted over on my YouTube channel. I have a piece of basic black that measures 3 3/4 by 5. And then I just have some scraps. I have scraps. This is the new in color Timid Tiger. Love it. I have a scrap of old olive and a scrap of the gold foil. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to take our piece of designer series paper and I'm going to put it in the landscape position. I'm going to take my ink block and I want the sentiment that says, just the top. I'm going to put that on my block, and you know that I like to put things on my block crooked because then I focus on um, stamping the image straight instead of getting confused with the lines on my block. I'm just going to zoom in here a little bit. I feel like we were kind of far away. I think that was good. All right, pimento black ink. I'm going to ink up my stamp. And this is kind of a long one, so I'm just going to make sure that I've got all of the tail on there. And I'm going to take a post-it note, and I'm just going to mask off part of the tail. Don't want it quite that long. So I'm just going to, I thought I was just going to stick that on there. Let me trim this quick. That. You know, Ginger, did you ever answer me? Did you got your catalog from the church that day, right? Right. Now I'm going to, this is a gridded piece of designer series paper. I think you can see the grid lines on there. So that's going to help me I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to just stamp that right in the center and as straight as I can. But you know what? If it's not straight, it's okay. It's all right. It just will give it a different look when we're done. And you'll see here in just a minute what we've got going on. So next I'm going to bring in my mini die cutting machine. And I want the dies from the Impressions Abloom. And we need these leaves. And I love that there's two of them. Is what I did is I took some low tack tape and I just kind of lined them up, and I'll show you why. Let's start over with this one. So you have a plain leaf, right? And then you have this little, remember it's called Impressions Abloom, right? So I just lined up this little impressions die. It doesn't cut, it just scores the paper and leaves the veining impression on our leaf. So taking some low tack tape, I just put a little piece on there And is all that's going to do is hold that little impression piece in place while we cut. Okay. Let's get our platform number 1, cutting plate number 2. Let's get our scrap of old olive. I'm going to lay our dies on here. I've got both of them fixed with the low tack tape. And you'll see in just a minute what that impression die looks like. All right, so I'm going to need 3 of these total. So I've cut out 2. And I don't know what I did with my take your pick tool. No. I got it here just a second ago. Grab a different one. All right. So all I have to do is just kind of push on this, and out comes that leaf. And can you see the impression it left on there? Oh, good. I'm glad, Ginger. All right, so there's 2. And let's just cut 2 more. Even though I said we need 3, we'll just cut 2 more because while my mind kind of did this while I was thinking about only having 3 and why I wouldn't have cut out 4. So I'll show you what my thought is here. I'm going to roll this through. And remember, with your mini die cutting machine, you always want to stagger your platform and your cutting plate. It just makes the entry into the die cutting machine so much easier. All right, so there's our leaves. And then in this die set, there is these beautiful little flowers. Oh, here it is. I was like, oh great, I already lost one. So there's a bigger one, and then there's 2 little ones. Okay, I'm going to take that, and with my scrap of Timid Tiger, the new in color, I'm going to cut 1 of each of these, and I'm going to use these in a non-traditional way. All right, so now we'll run that through. So now we've got 2 of these, 1 of those, and we have 1 more piece to die cut. So I have a scrap of gold, and I want this small center. And again, I have this on there with low tack tape because there's the impression piece and then there's just the circle itself. So I'm going to cut that out of the gold foil. I'm just going to push that through. Mother's Day to everybody a day early. Hard to believe that we're approaching the middle of May, isn't it? All right. Now I'm going to take my piece of basic black and I am going to run that through the what I call or what is known as the box. So I'm going to put my my rubber shelf liner down. It just helps hold the box in place. I need platform number 1. I need my Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. I'm going to line this up on one of the lines from the plaid so that it's straight. And then I'm going to take plate number 4 and roll this through. I'm going to move the box. It's static in my craft room. That actually like fizzled when I took it out of there with static. All right, I'm going to get my take your pick tool just to lift this out of the groove. And doing this on black, I don't know how well it's finished. Oh, it does. It shows it's fine. Now, in true, oh, Luann, good morning. Luann, I think your catalog should arrive to you by Monday. So you're watching for it. All right. In true gardening style, I've got my box with dirt and all. I'm going to lay my black cardstock in there. This metallic mist is not a Stampin' Up product, but I love it. It's called Golden Sun. And is all I'm going to do is just spray a little bit in the corner, and then I'm going to lightly mist the black cardstock. And if you're wondering, it is from Tailored Expressions, but I love it. And Stampin' Up doesn't have anything that we can use to do that gold splatter. And this card definitely needed it. Can you see that on the camera? I think you can. You see how there's that tiny gold splatter? Yeah, love it. All right, so here we go with our assembly. What did I do with my card base? I have things somewhere. I need 2 of them. Remember? Oh, I was so organized. I put them right into the color, into my cardstock folder. All right, so I've got my card base. I'm going to give it a little. So you guys, does your bone folder get really grungy looking? Mine does too, and just a little bit of rubbing alcohol cleans that up beautifully. Great. Here we go. I think this is dry. Yes. So I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal, and I'm just going to add some adhesive. And we're going to glue that onto our basic beige card base. Look how pretty that is. Do you like it? All right. I'm going to take our Just Because one Stampin' Seal. And I'm going to center that up on our gold foil. Okay. Now, bring in my silicone mat, and I need my little pokey tool. And see these little holes on the back? I'm just going to twist it through and take out our dry pieces. And these have to be kind of careful because, like I said, they perforate the paper, and if you're too aggressive, you can rip your die. But oops, done with the die. All right, let's get gluing. And as you know, I love the My Sweet Petunia glue gun. I do refill the bottles with um, our multi-purpose glue. I'm going to set this down at a bit of an angle here, like so. I'm going to add glue just the tip there and kind of bring that across. And then let's take our other one and add glue. And I'm going to lay that right up in here. And is what that does is it gives us, it looks like a cone flower, but it's got a little bit more dimension. Then I'm going to take a mini dimensional. I only got the backing. That was kind of funny. Take a mini dimensional. Take the backing out. And then I'm just going to add that right up in here for my flower. And now we're just going to put our leaves in there, one there. And see, now I've got to use the blooming phrases as the stem on my flower. I know, Ginger, you ordered one almost immediately when you saw me use it the first time, but it is just so nice to get just that little line of glue and not a huge blob. Okay, so there's our stem. And here's that extra little leaf. I'll show you what I thought of while we were doing stuff there. I'm going to add some dimensionals full size to the back of this piece. I usually do 5 because I like that one in the center so that it doesn't um, sag in the middle. And we're going to add that onto our black sparkly. And then I'm going to pull out, remember I talked to you about that um, favorite sentiment set out of this catalog? It's called The Right Words. And this says just because. And there's one in here that's so cute. Because you're so kind. Good to remind people of their kindness, right? I'm going to open this up and ink this up and stamp it. So now I've got You're So Kind and this extra leaf. I'm just going to put right up there. What do you think? That's sparkle. I kind of love the colors too um, with the yellow or the gold color. It's actually the new in color. It's called Darling Duckling, Timid Tiger. and then just some gold foil and ink. I love it. So here's my prototype. Let me show you some other cards that I did this week um, using the same bundle. I did this just because. Now this is the designer series paper, the Impressions Abloom. I think that's what it's called. To give the designer series paper a different name. This is called Floral Impress. Floral Impress. And I love that, it's the two-sided paper. And so we used the back side of the florals for this one. So I did that one. And then I've also been making cards to um, showcase the colors. And here's another one I did for a demonstrator swap. And this uses, I'm sorry, this uses just the stitch ring. It cuts out just the ring. And then the other one cuts out the solid oval. So if you want them to fit together, they can, or you can use them separately. But then I just simply die cut. Sparkles with foils look nice. Yes, I love sparkles. Thanks, Ginger. Um, so then is all I did is I took the Darling Duckling, Timid Tiger, Secret Sea, Cloud Cover, and Strawberry Slush, and just made a little floral arrangement using the loop. So, like I said, this went out as a demonstrator swap this week. So, yeah, and I had another demonstrator swap this week, and a few people that got my catalog got one of these too, or that requested a catalog. So this is the Strawberry Slush, Darling Duckling, Timid Tiger, Cloud Cover, Secret Sea, and then I mounted it up on black cardstock and used a couple of the new in color, forget what they're called, dots. I think they call them glossy dots. You can get them in the new in colors, and you can get them, they're called in color flat pearls. That's what they are. So you can get them in the 24-26 in color and the 25-27 in color. So there is our Copy and Skate with Brenda for this week. And I will not be live next Saturday. I have my grandson has a football tournament that I will be attending. So I will see you the Saturday. What's that already? That would be the Saturday of, oh my gosh, you guys, that's the Saturday of Labor Day weekend. But yes, I will be here and I will be live. So I look forward to seeing you. And I also want to say, if you have thought about joining my team, I need 2 new team members, and then I will promote within Stampin' Up. So if you've been thinking about it, I would love to have you on my team. Have a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers and you wonderful women. Let's just celebrate us. All right. See you next time. Bye for now.